Hello, I'm Ryan Nance-Donaldson, and today I will be presenting Hobby Radar, my capstone project for devCodeCamp. A little bit of background on me. I have a Bachelor of Science from Southern Illinois University in forestry. I have spent the last 3 years working as a drafter and project manager, and I am a dad to 2 little girls who are actually part of my drive to become a software developer. So what is Hobby Radar? The inspiration for the project was actually the difficulty that I had finding new hobbies. You can find a lot of lists that are curated, but they don't really match each person. So Hobby Radar actually aims to solve that problem. In addition, it also aims to solve the issue of finding places to connect with your hobbies and to find people that share similar interests. The application is built in React with Redux for the front end. And in the back end, it is built with C# using ASP.NET Core. And I extend on this functionality using Axios for the front end and Twilio and MailKit APIs for the back end to send messages. So let's go ahead and move into the presentation. So we can see here we have the main homepage of Hobby Radar. We have 4 recommendation tabs here. And we can see that right now, find new friends, hobbies you may like, and hobbies popular in your area are empty, while most popular hobbies is populated. Now, this is because the user is not logged in yet. So let's go ahead and log in and see what that looks like. So we're going to log in with a user based in Minneapolis. You can see that the nav bar updated. So now instead of log in and register, we have a log out button and a few other notifications or a few other tabs. So now find new friends actually shows users that share common hobbies with the user. I believe this user only has 1 hobby at the moment. And we can see how many hobbies each user has in common. Hobbies you may like. This is actually ranked based on the hobbies that you're interested in and actually goes through each of the different hobbies that are available and calculates an aggregate score based on your rating as well as the tag similarity between these 2 hobbies. Most popular hobbies is an aggregate rating score based on all users on the platform. And hobbies popular in your area is similar to most popular hobbies, but it's restricted to the geographic area that the user has provided. And all of these are links. So let's go ahead and start diving into some of this. So we'll go ahead and we can either click on a hobby here, or we can go to find hobbies. I'm going to go to find hobbies. Here we can see that we have a list of all of the different hobbies that are available. Now this can be a little overwhelming, so there is a way to filter through. So let's say we wanted to filter for hobbies specifically related to crafting. So here we can see that the list has been filtered down quite a bit so that it's only crafting hobbies. Now let's say that we wanted to look for something specific. For example, coding. We can go ahead and click on this and we can see the tags that are associated with it. We can see the name. We can see hobbies that actually share some common tags with this hobby. We can click follow. We can give the hobby a rating. This helps with the recommendations. We can look for places to engage with this particular hobby. So let's go ahead and search for Minneapolis, Minnesota. And here we see we've got a few different places that are all focused on coding within Minneapolis. Moving back to the Find Hobbies page, we can actually make a new hobby because obviously I am not exhaustive. And so we can provide a name, we can click on some different tags to associate with it, and we can save that hobby and it will show up in the list. Moving on to the events page, we have similar construct here where we can see the name, description, we can see the main hobby that each event is associated with. We can see the time and the location of that hobby. Now, I said that this user was in Minneapolis, so let's go ahead and filter down to Minneapolis. And now the only events that are showing are in Minneapolis. So let's go ahead and take a look at reading. Here we go. We've got just the reading one. This user is already registered for it. We can see that the date of the event is December 7th, so we've got some time. The location is only specified as Minneapolis. If a specific location is provided, this map will pinpoint that location specifically. We can see other users that are attending this event, and we can manage our own registration to the event. We can also log new events. So again, we can provide a name, we can select a hobby that it's related to specifically, we can provide a description, and we can choose whether the event is online or in person. So let's go ahead and select in person. And when we do, we are actually prompted to provide a location for the event. And then we can include a time for the event as well. And when we save that, it does populate in this list. Moving on to the account page, we have the home for the account page where we can see hobbies that the user has followed. We can see events that the user is attending. We can see, and we can toggle if we want to show only upcoming events or historic events that we have attended before. We can see that there's a spot for inviting friends. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and invite myself, Ryan Nance-Donaldson. We'll send an email this time. And for the email address, we will actually do Hobby Radar demonstration here. And we'll send that invite. We'll come back to that in just a moment. So here we can see that the messages are empty and we have a page to edit the profile. So let's go ahead and see what a different user would see. This is another demonstration user account that's been set up. And so when we go to their account page, we can see that they don't have any friends either. So let's go ahead and change that. So we'll come back to the home page, we'll find some new friends, and we'll scroll through this list and we'll find Minneapolis user. It's important to note that these user recommendations are actually filtered based on location as well. So you'll only see people in your area. So we can see here, we've got the Minneapolis user, with their first name and last initial. We can send them a message, say hi, and then we can send an invite to get connected. And that's going to go ahead and wrap up what we needed to do here. But let's actually come back to this page and refresh the email inbox. And now we can see that we actually have a new email from Hobby Radar. And that was the invite that we just sent 1 minute ago. There we go. So now we'll go ahead and snap back to the Minneapolis user. We will refresh the page to make sure that we're getting the newest data. We'll go to our messages, and now we actually have a message. So let's go ahead and accept this invite. We can see that that automatically updated. We go back to the home page, we refresh, and there is our friend connection, and we can view them and we can disconnect from them. And that actually pretty much wraps up the demonstration. So if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to me directly. And thank you very much for your time. Bye now.